I'm 108 years old, and every morning when I open my eyes, I whisper the same two words, still here. Doctors call it remarkable. My family calls it a blessing, but I call it simple habits. And the foods that carried me through wars, heartbreak, motherhood, loss, and long, beautiful years I never expected to see. People always ask me, what's your secret? They expect something expensive, rare, scientific. But the truth is, sitting right in my kitchen, the same foods I've eaten for nearly a century. Let me tell you my story, and the 7 foods that are the reason I'm still alive today. I was born in a small wooden house in the winter of 1918. No electricity, no packaged snacks, no fast food. We ate what we grew, what we shared, and what we respected. Food wasn't entertainment back then. It was survival. And I believe that made all the difference. The first food that carried me through life was oatmeal. Every single morning, my mother made a pot of oats on the stove, slow cooked, never instant. As a child, I didn't love it. I wanted sugar, pastries, anything sweet. But she'd say, "This will keep your heart strong when you're old." I didn't understand then, but I do now. Even today, at 108, I still start my mornings with warm oatmeal. It keeps my digestion steady, my energy calm, my body grounded. I truly believe it protected my heart through the hardest decades of my life. The second food is something people nowadays are afraid of: eggs. I've eaten eggs almost every day for over 90 years, fried in a little butter when I was young, boiled as I grew older. During the Great Depression, eggs were one of the few reliable foods we had. They kept my muscles strong when meat was scarce. Even now, my doctors are surprised at my strength for my age. I tell them, it's the eggs, real food, from real farms, not processed, not artificial. Eggs gave me protein when my body needed rebuilding, after childbirth, after illness, after grief. The third food is my personal medicine: bone broth. We never wasted anything growing up. When my mother cooked chicken, the bones went straight into a pot. They simmered for hours, sometimes all day. That broth fed us through winters, through sickness, through recovery. When I broke my hip at 92, my granddaughter started making bone broth for me the same way my mother did. I drank it daily, and my healing shocked the doctors. My joints ached less. My skin stayed stronger. My body felt nourished from the inside. People today buy expensive supplements, but my medicine came from a soup pot. The fourth food is sweet potatoes. We grew them ourselves, rows and rows in the backyard. They were our comfort food before comfort food had a name. Roasted, mashed, baked into pies during holidays. Sweet potatoes kept my energy steady when sugar was rationed during wartime. Even now, they're my favorite dinner side. Soft, warm, naturally sweet. They never spiked my blood sugar the way cakes or candies did. I believe they helped me avoid diabetes, which took many of my friends in their later years. The fifth food might surprise you: sardines. Yes, those little fish people wrinkle their noses at. But let me tell you, they're powerful. During World War II, fresh meat was hard to find. Sardines were affordable, packed in tins, and lasted long. We ate them on toast, with lemon, sometimes straight from the can. I didn't know about omega-3s back then, but I knew they made me feel strong, sharp, awake. At 108, my memory still surprises my family. I remember songs from the 1930s, phone numbers from decades ago. I truly believe those little fish fed my brain as much as my body. The sixth food is something I never skipped: leafy greens. Collard greens, spinach, kale, whatever was in season. We cooked them slow, with garlic and onions. Greens were on our table almost daily. They kept our blood strong when doctors and vitamins were out of reach. Even now, I eat a small bowl of greens with lunch. They keep my body light, my circulation moving, my bones supported. Many people my age suffered fractures, weakness, fatigue. I stayed upright, walking, gardening into my late 90s. I give a lot of credit to greens. Now, the seventh food, the one I call my longevity treasure, is olive oil. I didn't grow up with it. Butter and lard were common in my early years. But in my 60s, my doctor suggested I switch to olive oil for my heart. I listened, and it became a daily staple. I drizzle it on vegetables, bread, even soups. My cholesterol improved. My blood pressure steadied. I felt lighter, less inflamed. It became one of the few changes I made later in life that truly made a difference. But let me tell you something important. It wasn't just the foods themselves. It was how we ate them. We ate slowly, at tables, not in cars. We cooked at home, not from boxes. We respected portions because food was precious. I never overate because I knew what hunger felt like in my youth. Gratitude changes how your body receives food. I truly believe that. I also never followed fad diets. No extreme restrictions, no miracle pills, just balance, consistency, and real ingredients. People ask me if I exercised. I smile when they say that word. We didn't exercise, we lived. I walked everywhere. I gardened. I scrubbed floors. I carried groceries. Movement was part of daily survival, not a scheduled activity. Food and movement, they work together. I've outlived my husband, my siblings, even one of my children. Longevity is a blessing, but it also carries sorrow. These foods didn't just keep my body alive. They kept me strong enough to endure loss, to keep showing up for life, to hold my grandchildren, and now my great-great-grandchildren. When they visit, they always ask, "Grandma, what should we eat to live as long as you?" I tell them the same thing I'm telling you now. Go back to simple foods. Oatmeal to start your day steady, eggs to keep your body strong, bone broth to heal and restore, sweet potatoes for lasting energy, sardines for the brain and heart, leafy greens for strength and blood, olive oil for longevity and balance. No magic, no secrets, just consistency over a lifetime. At 108, I don't eat much anymore. Small portions, soft foods, warm meals. But every bite still follows the same principles I learned as a little girl standing beside my mother's stove. Real food, cooked with care, eaten with gratitude. That's why I'm still here. And if my story means anything, it's proof that the choices you make in your kitchen today echo across decades you haven't lived yet.